Alright you guys, so this might be a bit of a different type of video, but lately I've been playing around with Codex and ChatGPT for generating source code, and I also wanted to understand the Vim API, so I created this toy plugin, which is more of a gimmick that is used to suggest hints for bugs in your source code. For now it only works with neovim, but I'm planning to make it available for VS Code also. So to install this plugin for your neovim, you will need the latest version of neovim. You will also need curl so that you can make the requests, and then you need the plugin manager. I was using Packer, so if you are also using Packer, just copy paste this part right here, and then usually I keep all the plugins in a file called packer.lua, and yeah, just add it here. Then you have to source the file and run packer sync, and this should install it. Then to set up CodeHint, these are like the default values. They are mainly used to indicate to the Codex API how to generate the text. Like this is the simplest way of how to set up the plugin. So I have a more complex example at the bottom that includes a key map. I guess if you want you can copy paste this one, and then usually I like to keep the config for each plugin in this after folder, and I created a file specifically for CodeHint, and yeah, I mean those are the default values, so you can just call setup. And after that I have this key map of using leader H, so that I don't have to always type codehint.hint, something like that. You just type space H and it runs the program. Now the next time you will open neovim, it will first ask you for an API key. So what you have to do is to go to the OpenAI's website, and if you have an account you can use that, otherwise you can create one with Google, I guess. Then you can go and see your API keys, and then you have to create a new key. After that you can just copy paste it in this prompt, save it, and after that you can use the plugin. But yeah, I mean this is it's not the correct key, so you know, just paste in your correct key and then you can do whatever you want with the plugin. Maybe as a small note, just so you know where the key is stored. So it's stored in .local, share, and vim, and then the file is called codex.codexrc, and I mean it just stores the API key that you pasted in the file. So I'll just replace this string with my own API key and we'll check how the plugin works after. Okay, so basically there are two ways you can run the plugin. So the thing is that first you have to be on the same line as the bug. I guess this is a limitation of using Codex instead of ChatGPT, but for now ChatGPT is not available unless you are using that, you know, the chat box from OpenAI. So what you can do is either just run the Lua command from the command prompt and then wait for it to finish. But yeah, as I said, it doesn't always work. Like you might need a couple of tries until you get something that looks interesting. Most of the times you might get just an empty response. So yeah, also sometimes it gives just stuff that's not useful at all. So but I guess that when it works and it gives you like really funny responses. So yeah, sometimes it even gives you like really weird response. It generates a lot of text, but I mean, for example, here it says something that makes sense, that the loop is an infinite loop. So but yeah, I mean it also works to just use the shortcut, the key map. And I mean this maybe looks like something that works. Use some kind of a break statement, but yeah, I mean it seems like it didn't generate everything. So but I mean yeah, I guess it understands that you have to break the while loop or something like that. Yeah, I mean for example here it invented something that doesn't make any sense. I mean I guess you can imagine that in the example that I showed in the beginning it was cherry picked. I think I tried it like 10 times until I got it. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it can give you good results. Sometimes it can also fail. It's I guess it's machine learning. So to showcase a bit how this plugin works, well, it first checks on which line you are at, and then it uses tree sitter to determine the language, the programming language, so that it knows what type of comment to use. So for example, this is C++, so it will use this type of comment, and after that it will add the fix me line on the line that you have your cursor on. Then at the bottom of the file it will also add a comment with a question that asks the model to propose a hint that can help me fix the bug, and after that it will add an A for the model to predict the answer. After that it will use a curl request to the OpenAI API and send this as the input for the model, and it will receive the answer that yeah, I mean, I guess you saw an example of the answer, and after that we just display it in a pop-up. I mean, you can also just show it in at the bottom, but I was thinking that this looks nicer to have a pop-up that displays the fix, because you can also maybe copy paste stuff from here, and yeah, might be easier to change stuff if you have it in a pop-up. I guess that small limitation of this plugin is that whether you have more fix me comments in the file, then maybe the model will be confused on which one to fix. So yeah, I guess you should keep this in mind probably. And as I already said, I want to implement this CodeHint plugin for Visual Studio Code just because it's more popular, I guess, and will also be easier to use it. Not that installing it in neovim is complicated, but I guess for people that don't want to spend time in configuring neovim. So yeah, this was the plugin. If you want to check it out and use it for yourself, you can find it in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of me showcasing a weird plugin that I've made. So yeah, see you. Bye bye.